We'd like to thank everybody checking out the broadcast show, the stream. You're watching Drizzt and Artemis versus the White Gold Tower. This broadcast and overall channel is a dedication to Drizzt Do'Urden and Artemis Entreri from the Dungeons & Dragons universe, and in the hopes that one day we will soon see, at least within my lifetime, a Legend of Drizzt video game, or the Chronicles of Drizzt and Artemis. That would be fabulous, or something in that regard. I'd like to welcome to the broadcast Artemis Entreri, also known as PCO523, very skilled multiplayer in ESO, who we happened to cross paths, and he's agreed to help me duo White Gold Tower, which is one of the more challenging DLCs in ESO. We've got quite a few looking enemies, such as Driders or pseudo-Driders in here, that are going to be exciting for all the fans of the books. We're going to do our best to not provide any spoiler alerts for all you people who haven't read the books yet, or just into the books. But we'll try to announce spoiler alert on anything that is too that would just ruin it for anybody. But in any case, we're both pretty much up to date. Thank you, Artemis. And I think we'll start with the action first, and we'll maybe do a little Q&A on how long you've been playing ESO and your thoughts about it. There's some changes in new LDC coming up, but first what I'd like to do is get a look at your interpretation of Carrion's Claw and the Jeweled Dagger. There's some really... The redness of Carrion's Claw looks absolutely awesome. I was rereading Hero today, and I think that's an excellent interpretation. Smoke veiled at...
Metal.
Sorry, say again?
I just got lucky with the red blades.
Yeah, it looks really good. And his Jeweled Dagger there. Style and look looks bang on. Nice Caesar cut on Artemis there. We've got Guinevere sniffing your crotch. Sorry about that. Come here, Gwen. There we go. I wish Guinevere was 2 to 3 times bigger. The one in Neverwinter they've done right. She's about 600 pounds here. She's just yeah, she's like a baby Gwen. Although I will say in one of the original books, illustrations on the cover, she was about this size, but she seemed to keep getting bigger as the books kind of progressed. But on the Blessed Crucible, there's some nice sized panthers out there, what I'd like to see. In any case, I think we'll initially get this started, and thanks for everybody for watching, thanks for your time, and well, as Drizzt likes to say, well met, and as I like to say, good farming. Cheers. I'll take... Artemis, you can take point. So I'll be right there, just adjusting one of these tablets quickly so I can make sure everything's running smoothly. There we go. Anytime I get a broadcaster up on, I always do a quick little emote. So if you see me pausing doing this, and or hello, yeah, that's what I do. Usually adds a nice little feature when someone just tunes in. Oh, and I gotta turn off my HUD. I'm cheating here a little bit. I had it turned on last night. As I like to do is turn off the HUD for a better broadcast. Well, if it gets a little... Okay. Try this. I've got to freeze up on this one tablet. Trying again. Oh, that's right. YouTube adjusted it so you cannot have more than one tablet and within the same IP running at the same time. I forgot about that. Oh well, that's good enough. Okay. Take your lead.
This tower is now property of Molag Bal.
That's funny, these two specters I use, I used to envision were the specters as opposed to the point specters that comes out of Bruner's horn. I was wishing that they would be the spirit of Montillo, the ranger that first took Drizzt in after his coming up from the surface, and the spirit of Artemis Entreri. I got action on this side. I still got add on us thing a wizard. He's over the side of the ridge here. Yeah, sure enough. Do you want to just, it's up to you. Sounds good. Yeah, that vicious defeating, you got me having wet dreams about that stuff now. I'm gonna have to get into those trials at some point. That would cure a lot of my ills, I think. Definitely. Now, where do you get vicious defeating from again, and can you buy it?
Cannot be bought. It's fine.
Okay. 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 Alright, so I'm going to keep my distance on her a little bit. I'm going to let the spirit race do the work for us. When they hit, we'll hit her up. I think I'm going in the cage. No, I broke out of that fire. And shields just in case right now. Beautiful. Nice job. Excellent. So, Artemis, you mentioned at one point your first introduction with Drizzt was through the audiobooks, which I think is just as cool because I'm not much of a book reader like my wife. She's literally the bookworm in my circles, and I was more of a comic book guy. But how did you stumble upon Drizzt?
I was actually getting laser eye surgery, and I had to figure out how to keep myself entertained for about a week. And I was into D&D back in the day when I was still high school, and the name just rang a bell. Free trial. I just tried it. I brought back all those good times. And
Nice.
so I started researching Salvatore, my old Drizzt collection.
And how many books on audio have you? Did you? I think you said you read The Hero, which is some of the latest ones. Have you? But they pretty much all. I know that there's some audio. I think even Ice-T. Did you ever catch the one that Ice-T narrated?
That's the one that got me started, actually.
Oh, really?
The short series collection, or the short
Yeah.
story collection. Yeah, if you haven't heard that, that's actually really good. I'm enjoying the audiobooks because it gives a little bit more character
Cool.
to the story. Hear the narrator's interpretation.
Nice. Yeah, a couple of them I've fallen asleep to. The one with Ice-T, I always get a kick out of. I saw an interview with him and Ari Salvatore later on. He always mentions how he had some challenging issues with some of the names and stuff. But if you only knew if you only knew that, I don't think Salvatore really cares how you say the name as long as you're saying it. There's a big debate sometimes. During the first few books when I read, I always affectionately called Drizzt Drizzt it. And my wife, who's also my editor, she says, "No, sweetie, it's Drizzt." And I found an interview one time with Ari Salvatore saying, well, he doesn't really care how you say it as long as you say it. So, for all those people who still call Drizzt Drizzt it, I get it. But in any case, it's good to find another fan out there. And hoping one day ESO will allow us to get closer to these characters. What did you think initially, no capes in ESO, and why do you think they did that?
Capes would be nice, but I enjoy ESOs to be more active, action-based, rather than turn-based. So, considering all the mechanics and calculations that have to occur, what I understand is that the capes would slow that down.
Cause a bit of lag in that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay sacrificing capes for more active gameplay.
Yeah, I got you there. Yeah, do you PvP quite a bit more now than you used to, or?
Yeah, I PvP'd for a while until I finally got the Emperor Trophy, and now it's more on and off.
So did you say you got the Emperor Trophy?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I didn't sleep for about 2.5 days.
That's what I hear. I have a friend, specifically Smoke Burner. He's watching right now. Hey, Smoke, he's been shooting for that right now. So hopefully one day I'll be able to help him with that. But that's a tough feat to get. And how long were you reigning on Emperor for? And was it with Artemis character or another character?
It was with Catterley, who was in Magic Templar.
Nice.
The healer.
Catterley was Emperor for a while, which I believe, if anybody's read the books with Catterley, he's a really badass mage. He's not a mage, he's more of not a druid either. He's,
I guess I view him more as a priest or a cleric.
Priest, yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, Catterley's more of a priest. And, gosh, you read out the whole series with him up until...
Yeah, the cleric quintet.
Yeah, and did you read what ultimately happened to the spirit soaring in the Drizzt books?
Would you like me?
No, just with this character. I just don't want to spoil anything. I think that was in the book series, The Lich King. I think that was when the big battle at the Spirit Soaring where it kind of got destroyed. Are you familiar with that? I'm not spoiling anything, am I?
No.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if ever Salvatore's going to bring him back into the fray, because he's basically just walking as a spirit, around spirit soaring, which I kind of found tragic and poetic at the same time, but...
Yeah, that's that.
Alright, so let's continue on here. I'll let you take point, and get another chat maybe at the next boss. Gracias on that.
My spell has revealed the rifts. Destroy them.
I think, well, it's important to note anybody, this is the first time they're watching watching the White Gold Tower and haven't done it yet. Rifts are very important in this game. Just remember, if your vision changes, or actually, did you want to describe rift procedure in here?
Yeah, sure. Basically, they're the white portals, and once your screen goes black and white, you close the portals. You don't close the portals, danger come through it, and you get a lot more interest.
Ad City. Ad City, yeah. So if you see the portals, yeah, definitely can hit those. Going for a mage. What do you think of the shield animation that they added to the block? Does it help you at all? I'm not sure if I ever liked it. I wish they'd provide the option for me to take that off, because to me it just kind of looks like Drizzt has got a shield in front of him, which I'd rather see his scimitars, but in any case.
I agree with it being an option, but having it there and playing tank, sometimes it is helpful. And also to be aware.
When other people are doing it too in PvP, I'm sure, yeah, for sure. Good point. So I was rereading the last chapter of Hero today, and for all those people saying, oh, Artemis doesn't use a bow, yes he does, and he wants one very similar to how Drizzt's new bow is. Sure, for, I guess, spoiler alert, Katie Bree recently fashioned Tamiriel, the Lightseeker, his bow into a belt buckle format, and after a few applications, after Artemis has seen it, he wants Drizzt to make him one, and kind of gave Drizzt a challenge. He outdrew Drizzt with his jeweled dagger as opposed to him using the bow, which I thought was pretty cool.
It's not ready. Don't
what a book. Hero by far is just what a book. If you can get through all the 30 books that he's got out, the Hero to me has just been the best. Alright, so I think we're going to focus on shield here. Mercelius. Okay, 3, 2, 1, give her. Mage is down, go to DPS, the knife blade. I guess where they leave the mage for last. Because he's relatively stationary, if you wanted to, you can draw him out, which turns the fire a little less effective. I'm going to see if I can bump him out of that field. Yeah. Mage is in proximity. Oh, I got hit and I lost my food. Oh, smack. See if you can take out the DPS first. I'm not sure where this life is at. DPS is almost down. You might be able to pick me up. In close proximity to the mage. I'd almost back up. Yeah, wait for that to pass. Oh, you got a nice spot there. Yeah, try it now. Pickup of the day right there. Thank you. Should I wait? I'm in an AoE. Oh yeah, right if I press the button right there, I would have been smacked. I'm waiting for him to teleport. Oh, right now. I gotta take food real quick. I could have sworn I took food already. Means chicken too. Nice pickup and thank you. It's the thing in this game, people. Priority picking people up makes or breaks a raid. I guess that's with any MMORPG in this situation.
The scroll was wrong about Lydia. Go. Find the Empress Regent.
Thanks everybody for checking out the broadcast. You're checking out Drizzt Artemis versus the White Gold Tower. Loosely based on the books by New York Times bestselling author Salvatore. This broadcast and channel is a dedication to Drizzt Do'Urden Artemis Entreri from the Dungeons and Dragons universe. I hope so one day we will both see a true to life and true to art Legend of Drizzt Video Game. I think part of the reason why we haven't seen one yet is that Mr. Salvatore is waiting for the right crew, the right people to do it, so they don't fuck it up, which is something really easy to do in Hollywood. Do you think you'd like to see an animated series before a movie deal?
I'd be down for that.
I think if they did a whole animated series, like as much as the books as they could, and then do something specific to the movies, that would be nice.
To arms! The Daedra are coming!
Ideally. And then they can go into a whole bunch of new video games. I do not have this.
On your guard! Foes approach!
Push her down. Got shifts again. How long does that speed burst last on that Vicious Ophidian?
Let me check.
Is it just after a kill?
Yeah, after a kill, it restores stamina and gives you that speed boost.
Nice. Man, oh man. Yeah, those would be something. Those would be nice to have. My compliments to you, sir, and your Artemis. Up until this point, I've just seen you with the hood, but after the dagger, the sword, and actually when I first met you, you were rocking the two-handed sword, I think. But overall, yeah, you're proving to be as much of the traditionalist as I am. One of these days, did you have any challenges trying to make an Artemis in this game? And are you happy overall with how it turned out?
I did. I was actually dual bow originally.
Okay.
I couldn't survive all that well, so I ended up making a magic knife really well. Rebuild staff.
Interesting.
Blade. And I played with the magic blade for a long time, and recently changed it to stamina. I still use two-hander bow in PvP mainly because rebuild doesn't really give me a hard deal.
Mm-hmm.
In PvP, I have more flexibility, so I just bigger magic sword.
Here's our room for full of female driders, I think. That would be an interesting concept, female driders, where as opposed to the books it's mostly male. And I read in the hero book there's actually more than one satellite city other than Chadnasad and Menzoberranzan, and I've never heard of any other drow cities, but I figure there's got to be more than 20 to 40,000 drow in the D&D universe, so it'd be interesting to see if some of these other drow cities have different concepts of you know, patriarchal, matriarchal functions, which I think would be interesting. Okay, alright, whenever you're ready. I have to say Neverwinter's Gwen of R2, just seeing her in action tearing people's face off, it's pretty nice as well. I know it's, I have trouble, that's the one MMORPG I'm dying to play just for the lore, but I have to, until the day they allow me to remove the HUD, I'll never really play it that much, because it's just so busy on the HUD, and kind of like you said, it is an older game, and it looks a little bit cartoony. It's nice having the realism of the ESO. Yeah, it's free to play, pay to win for sure. Yeah, and they're pretty bad about micromanaging a lot of their stuff. But yes and no here and there. But I mean, both games can be done. Like it's the same with DC Universe, which I played. It can be done, but it certainly isn't that easy. And you'll. Have some challenges as far as the social cliques that develop in this game. I was kind of surprised the social cliques in MMORPGs can be pretty intimidating for some people, and or a reason for them not to play anymore, which can be too bad. Spirit raid, so I gotta blow my, I got horn ready. Oh! I forgot I have the emote for the horn for these spirit rays that come out just like Wolfgar's horn, but I keep forgetting to hit it. I accidentally put up my merchant. Alright, so far so good. It's a nice little duo on normal, I had to say. This would be pretty interesting and veteran, but
as majestic as it is terrible.
Probably not impossible for some, but I probably wanted something way more tankier than Drizzt. Okay, I've got rifts.
Was right about you. Let's move. Stay calm. Everything you see is just your mind trying to make sense of emerging realities.
Guy always looks badder than he actually is. That's Scion of Wrath. Roth. Scion of Roth. Okay, arguably the toughest boss in this dungeon. We'll do a little sneak attack here. And we'll juggle the pin when necessary. Alright, good luck to you. And your spirit rates are on the right. Nice. Sometimes the spirit rays seem to pull aggro. Okay, she's dipped. I've got fire on me, I gotta watch out. Hot fire is no joke. Okay, still on a rift up. She's on you. She's about to go supernova. Dipped. Okay, she's got Nova. You've got aggro. You're at the other side of the room. I've got rifts. I'm gonna take her. I'm taking the pin. I'm trying to take the pin. I've got rifts, which I've left on me. If you got pin at any point in time. Okay. Trying to get wrists here. I've let the wrist get out of hand. She's about to dip. Is she on you? Okay. Burn time. Sorry about these ads. Oh god. Oh no, I've got. Got wrists. Are down. Still got one more gonna pop up somewhere. I don't see it though. I got it. Let me know when she dips. Has she? She's at least 25%. I've got some fresh race on here, taking her damage down by 15%. Great job on aggro there. Okay, she's dipping. I've got rifts again.
She calls her allies.
Is she gone blue? Okay, I'm gonna take pin. I've got pin. Take wrist down at the same time. Can get that pen. I'm about to go down. I'm gonna hit the shields. They're working. Yes, they are. 30 seconds. Oh, I've gotta get the wrist, just in case. You got her. Oh, she's down, she's down. Let's go for the kill. Get these wrists, just in case. Wow. Good job. Oh my god. On my video, a couple times I got really close to wiping there. Excellent, excellent.
Yeah, I was sitting on the edge of having no stamina.
And welcome the viewer who decided to come on in. Thanks for joining us. I thank you, Drizzt thanks you, Artemis thanks you for joining the party. So here's a big question throughout the evolution of the books and the storyline. If you had to pick your team and your captain, who would you pick first? Drizzt or Jarlaxle, and why? If you want me to start, I'll start. Well, if you you were picking teams on a school on this playground, and you got the selection of Jarlaxle, yeah. I'm any particular reason as to why?
He has connections.
Right. Okay. I initially too, my pick is Jarlaxle as well. As a fanboy of Drizzt, it's hard for me not to pick Drizzt, but the bag of tricks that Jarlaxle has got in his pockets and interdimensional pockets and connections, and a good point, like you said, he's got worldly connections. I'd have to pick Jarlaxle as well. I wonder if Salvatore ever do a specific series about him as a younger drow.
I think something with him and maybe Zach.
Yeah, their earlier years. Yeah, kind of like Rild or the two drow from the War of the Spider Queen series. I kind of had a feeling that they would have the same type of friendship. That was pretty cool, which is kind of uncommon for drow overall. But yeah, I know it's a tough one. Oh, here's actually another one I'm just thinking of. Have you played The Witcher at all? You familiar with Geralt the Witcher?
I know who Geralt is. I have not played The Witcher.
Okay, highly recommend it. Anytime your internet goes down, that's the game to play. And play it with no HUD sometimes. It's gorgeous, just gorgeous. But at one point, once you play that, I'm going to ask you, who do you think would win in a fight, Drizzt or Geralt the Witcher? Because they do have a lot of similarities, which I find interesting.
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Yeah, Witcher right now, you'll catch a deal for maybe $20 for all the DLC, and I had it purchased for about a year, and I played the beginning 5 times over before I really got into it, and then all of a sudden I just started taking off the HUD, and that game just feels alive. It feels alive, and definitely a great game to go to when your internet's not working, so I highly recommend that. I was a late bloomer for Witcher, but I'm a total fanboy now, and I would love CD Projekt RED if they're catch this or they're watching it, considering a new IP to make. A lot of similarities between Geralt and Drizzt, man. It would just be an easy transfer for them. I would love to see them make a Legend of Drizzt game. More female-looking Driders here. Likes to do in the books. I'm gonna bust up this mage first. I would consider Drizzt a mage specialist, would you?
Yeah.
For your tip, yeah, mages don't like dealing with Drizzt. He's the type of fighter that most mages do not want to have to deal with. They'll turn the battle between mage and fighter. Oh yeah, man, Entreri hates me. Fucking hates him. That's right. Oh yeah, I remember his series with books with Jarlax was quite entertaining. I really enjoyed that shit.
Yeah.
There's some nice detail to this game. I mean, for an MMORPG that's constantly online, it does look really good. It's got what DCO never really had for me, which is like just questing, picking a direction and go, and just, you know, finding missions, finding terrain. DC Universe had a big areas to go to, but after the initial leveling up, there was really nothing else much to do other than just basic dungeons and stuff. So I'll give props to ESO for that. It's really entertaining. I mean, it was for my first MMORPG, and I wasn't a PC player, so I was a console player. It was my first MMORPG. That game kept me busy for 2.5 years, so it was really quite. It's fun. They did change the dynamics of the fighting system, where it was more of a rock scissors paper kind of action RPG, and they took that away, which I never really got back into it much after that, but. It's the customization. Every MMORPG I played needs to learn a lesson or two from DC Universe, as far as like picking up gear, being allowed to wear the style of any gear that you've picked up. They don't micromanage you for colors like they kind of do in ESO. They do a lot of things right in DC Universe, I will say that. Alright, I'm gonna go to the back of the room here and I'll take care of these two at the back. Watch out for the pop Archonauts. And kick this off in 3, 2, 1. Another popped. Okay. Archonauts up. I think, no. Yeah, it's up. It's down. Good job. Okay, I'll let you take the two closest there. I'm going to take the ones at the back. Right, stay in the middle. Dodge time. Or as I have to say, R-type time. If you played a side-scrolling name R-type, a lot of dodging in that one. Barriers down. Back here. Well, geez.
As long as I could before opening this portal. The scroll said
At one point we should try that on Veteran. That was pretty awesome. And and if it wasn't for me running out of food, arguably that would have been a non-drop all, but that was fucking rocking. Excellent job. I would like to thank everybody who's checked out tonight's broadcast. You've been watching Drizzt and Artemis versus the White Gold Tower. And for all those who think Drizzt and Artemis would never be working together, you should go read your books or listen to them on audio, on YouTube. Most of the books I think are on audiobook at this time on YouTube. Are you able? Did you get you able to collect your gear from Molag here? Got a prompt. Oh, it's weird. I got her body over here, but I can't collect the gear very well. But this is loosely based on the books by New York Times bestselling author Salvatore. I'm hoping one day, with enough, I think one day we will hopefully see a true Legend of Drizzt video game, Artemis included, Jarlax, that's the Chimerial in there, and the Companions of the Hall. I'd like to thank PCO523 for being Artemis tonight, and hopefully there'll be some other adventures down the road. We got a couple other harder DLC dungeons we could probably rip out, like Madazun, if I'm saying that at all correctly. Yeah, maybe even the Imperial Prison, not bad. For your mount, what are you rocking for your mount? Do you have the Nightmare?
I do.
Yeah.
Show you.
No, I wish I could tell. I figured Jarlax gave his to Drizzt on loan for a bit, so I used the Nightmare once in a while, or the White Steed from the Imperial, but it would be nice. Have you heard anything about a unicorn mount coming out at some point?
No, I have not.
That would be very nice. A spectral unicorn preferably, if anybody at ESO is listening. I think one of these days I may have to pick your brain and or get you on the video for when I do a video called How to Beat Drizzt in ESO. I've been playing this game since it came out 2-3 years ago. Are we on the 3rd anniversary now of ESO? 2nd year? It's pretty close. And not that my way would be any perfect, but to each their own. I'm a big fan of that, but I think if anybody's looking to be a Drizzt, this is a good game to be a Drizzt and or an Artemis. I'd love to hear your opinions on what moves you think would be must-haves or best in slot for being the character, either cosplay or just to enjoy it as the character. It's not necessarily the best DPS moves, but or strongest in slot if you're doing actual raids, but if that was the case, I never would have been a Dark Elf DPS. I would have been more of a Khajiit, but it's fun. Artemis, any last thoughts?
No. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Well, thank you. That was awesome. Great run. A lot of fun. Thanks to everybody who's checked out the show, the broadcast. And well met. And good farming.